Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Eta Sigma Delta's second virtual induction ceremony. My name is Amanda Singdara. I am the president of RIT's chapter. Thank you guys very much for joining us today and welcoming our inductees as well as our guest speaker. I'd like to hand this over to our advisor of the chapter, Dr. Keskin, who will go into our chapter and our purpose.
Good morning and good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited to be here on this virtual meeting today and have the opportunity to introduce our International Hospitality Honorary Spring 2021 inductees and our featured speaker, Mrs. Vicky Griffith. My name is Mohammed Keskin. I am the faculty advisor of our chapter in Rochester. My charge is to give you an overview of the Eta Sigma Delta and our activities. Eta Delta Sigma is an international honor society in hospitality. It is administered by International CRE, Council on Hotel, Restaurant and Institutional Education. It was founded in 1978 by a group of students, and one of the students who named Frank Bucci, he later taught courses at RIT. So we have this historical connection with them as well. So there are 5 pillars. Our students will be going over them later on: excellence, leadership, creativity, service, and ethics. So both of our chapters, we have another chapter in Dubrovnik as well, and it is led by Professor Milana Kuznin. Both of our chapters, do great work. We have great activities, and our activities has been recognized by the Chapter of Distinction Awards. So Milana, would you like to say anything? You are also serving in the bigger e-board of the
Hi, greetings from King's Landing. It is really an honor to be greeting you from Croatia. It's not sunny, but yet again, it's warm enough for us to be able to really try to enjoy and look forward to the end of this semester. I have to say, it has been quite an exhausting semester, and I'm sure that you are ready to also have a little bit time off. So congratulations to all, and Eta Sigma Delta Croatia campus really is rooting for you guys.
Thank you so much, Milana, for serving in the Eta Sigma Delta worldwide globally and also collaborating with us. I think we are doing great stuff for our students, and our students are enjoying this collaboration as well. It's now back to you, Amanda. I'm all set.
My apologies there. All right, thank you, Dr. Keskin. All right, so we will be going into our pillars of our chapter. First up, we have Bree.
Hello, everyone. Excellence. We light this candle to represent our continuous pursuit of excellence in all we do. Through the quest for excellence, we pledge to uphold high standards for both academic and professional achievement. This candle shines for excellence.
All right, and then next we have Maddie.
Leadership. We light this candle as a hallmark of leadership. A leader is like a light held high that brightens our way for others. Let us each pledge that in our personal and professional relationships, we will demonstrate the qualities of leadership. This candle shines for leadership.
Ndidi.
Creativity. We light this candle in recognition of creativity. We realize that our ability to think creatively will affect the future of our professions. Our innovation will lead to better decisions and outcomes. This light shines for creativity.
Manee.
Services. We light this candle to acknowledge the importance of service. After all, it is service that makes the hospitality industry unique. May our concerns for others help promote our professional success and inspire us to lead lives of service. This candle shines for service.
Lauren.
Ethics. We light this final candle to establish the commitment we have to ethics. The consideration of ethics guides our personal and professional decision-making. May this final candle brilliantly light the way for each of us throughout our lives. This candle shines for ethics.
All right, thank you, ladies. Now I would like to have the honor to introduce our guest speaker for today, Vicky.
Good morning, everybody. It's truly an honor to be here, and I think it was an added bonus that nobody recognized or knew that I was actually in Eta Sigma Delta when I was a student. But I'm from the class of 1993, current RIT Alumni Association president and oversee the board of directors. With that comes the honor of a spot on the trustees. I also work now for the Saunders College of Business and the Dean's Council and Advisory Board. I sit on the Hospitality Advisory Board, and then I continue to work with the Women's Council in my free time. So next slide, please. Someone doing slides? Oh, there you go. Okay, so one of the things I would start with, in this digital age and, life goes so fast, my opening comment to the inductees is, create memories and keep mementos of the past. You will want to go back to them. So I actually have a partial pack rat gene that drives my husband nuts. But I was able to pull out this photo from graduation with my Eta Sigma Delta sash. And this was in 1993 before sashes and cords were the thing to have. And I have my pin on today. So I've been holding this pin for like 30 years and I knew I would need it someday. And today is the day. And I was thrilled to share that with my husband, who rolls his eyes at me. Next slide. So all the different pillars, I thought, I really reflected back from my time that I left RIT, everything that I've done, everything in my career, and how all these 5 attributes really were integral to my success, my career. And I just took a moment because sometimes I like to remember things a little bit faster. I do a lot of coaching, a lot of training, particularly in the food safety world. And to get people to remember some of these things, that very technical terms, like what are the 8 major allergens, I would change the letters around and come up with a better, like an acronym that I could recall what they were. So I came up with ECSEL, like think ECSEL, and that these things will really help your career and your personal life excel. So next slide. So excellence, I've been 25 years in quality assurance, and most brands, are generally built on excellence. And then I always invoke and I work with mostly a lot of chefs, front of house managers, because most of my career was definitely restaurant driven. And I would always say, quality and quality assurance, drives everything. And if you go into a mission, you go into shift changes, you go into service with, true quality in mind, run all your systems, excellence truly is, a foundation of everything that you do. And I put up 2 slides here. These were 2 different inaugurations that I worked with or was a part of in one way, shape, or form. And when I think about inaugurations and all that went into it, from, it was a big event planning, food and beverage was always involved. And of course, the presidential balls were significant to participate in. The photo on the right was when I was working at the Old Ebbitt Grill, where I was standing. I took that picture, and yes, I had to take a picture of a picture. This was Bush 43 inauguration in January 2001, and the Old Ebbitt Grill, every time we would do an inauguration, it would usually get bought out. And we had the privilege of getting to come out one side door. It was literally on the corner of F Street, and this is 15th Street. And that's the Treasury, and behind the Treasury is the White House. So the motorcade would always come right by our restaurant, which made it the hottest place in town to have a party. The picture on the left was a 500-pound cheesecake for President Obama's inauguration. And this cheesecake was driven from Chicago, from Eli's cheesecake plant in Chicago. Got to know the owner real well. And that was, logistics. We had to x-ray that baby, working with Secret Service, how to secure a vehicle. So it was just fascinating. And through all that, your attention to detail, the level of excellence to pull off these type of high profile events was integral, to be repetitive in that word. Next slide. So creativity, definitely, like as a food safety professional, you know, I did a lot of inspections for restaurants. People would see me come in and go, oh, great, here she comes. You usually were the bearer of not great news, particularly when I would start working either with clients or new restaurants. And one of my premier clients when I had my own consulting company was Jose Andres. And we would do some new openings with him. And he was notorious for coming in right before I spoke, and he got to like jazz everybody up. And we were doing this one concept, beefsteak, which was vegetable driven. And he would always talk about making vegetables sexy, and he'd get the crowd just all into it. And then I'd have to follow up with, you know, vomit and diarrhea and hand washing. And that was kind of a disappointment for the staff. So at one point I was just like, well, I'm here to make hand washing sexy. If Jose's got vegetables, I've got your hand washing. You really had to, you know, that thinking outside the box with the subject matter that was so important really was a skill. So the photograph on the left was, I really wanted to embrace and bolden hand washing when I was with the Clyde's restaurant group. So I had started this hand washing competition. Everybody thought I was a lunatic. And basically it's still going 20 plus years later. And, you know, one of the true signs of good work and a legacy is when something sticks when you leave. So when I left them, they continued with this program. It was a significant motivator of employees. It was a teaching moment, and it really bolstered one of the risk factors for the CDC and the FDA, hand washing. So sidebarring into COVID, one of the #1 things to prevent the spread of COVID was hand washing. So creativity in that moment where you took something that's not sexy and inspired people to want to wash their hands. I literally would come back to restaurants and have people tell me, I don't think about hand washing. I think about hand washing so differently now after your training. So use that creativity to take, you know, not the funnest situations and make them fun. And it truly is the cornerstone of problem solving. Next slide. Service. Gosh, it's exciting to see all women inductees today. As a woman in food service, I think we have some special gifts. I think there'll be a real push for more women in leadership in hospitality. I think your timing to be coming out of college right now and your future is super bright. Serving people is just such a gift. And I'm so thrilled that I'm in the service industry, and I've applied it to so many other areas of my life. And I wanted to showcase these two pictures. Again, sometimes I never know where I'll wind up and what I got myself into, but this was Vice President Dick Cheney and his wife, and we were invited up to the Naval Observatory for a Race for the Cure event. The photo on the right is Jody Messina. She was the headliner of the event. So again, what you learned from RIT, hospitality school, service, apply it back into the community, and it gets you, into places like this that you would have never expected to be. I did want to point out, I don't know if you could see it, but again, we didn't have smartphones then. So you see the disposable camera, and yes, these are photos of photos. The next slide is another area that through absolute event planning, tenacity, follow through, creativity, I had helped start this program with my sorority, Zeta Tau Alpha, the Think Pink campaign. So that was breast cancer awareness, but we did it with the NFL. We started with the Washington football team. The picture on the left was me because we got to 20 years and we celebrated. And one of the missions was to get that pink ribbon on the team's helmet. So I was very thrilled to get that picture that's a real player's helmet. And the picture on the right was the owners meeting. I actually didn't get to fly to it for a medical emergency, but this was absolutely every skill. And in the day when we started this was fax machines and landlines, so it was a lot of hard work, but we, as of last year, we had wound up distributing over 9 million pink ribbons over 21 years of this community service project that I absolutely tie back to my skill set in hospitality, but giving back to community. Next slide. So ethics. The best way I describe ethics in anything that you do, mostly in your professional career, and I guess some of your personal, it's like the glue that holds everything together. And my favorite quote is, integrity really is what you choose to do when no one is looking. And I've also lived by the mantra that the truth will always set you free. And if you're in situations and sometimes you gotta admit you made a mistake, it is not easy to do, but once you do it, you will have such free thoughts in your mind, and it will really alleviate a lot of stress. So I think what's been challenging from when I was your age to now is just modern technology and smart devices. I consider them a blessing and a curse. I consider social media a blessing and a curse. But again, I think if you really hold to the top two items there, you will have excellence, tying back to the first E, excellence in your career. And the last letter, L, you are clearly future leaders as part of this organization. I really like this quote from Ronald Reagan because I've always considered myself, not a top leader. I was more of a embracing leader, a collaborative leader. And, when I was with the Farmers Restaurant Group, and I didn't say that at the beginning, but I actually did wind up leaving and retiring from that position to move on to some other things. But I had a second person underneath me. Her name was Casey. And at one point I looked at her talents, her skills, she's young. And I was like, because of her ethnic background, her ability to speak with a higher percentage of our back of house employees than I was able to, I said to her, I will make you worth more than me. So I had a really nice salary, but because of some of her extra abilities, all I had to teach her was how to do some things, how to better network with some professional organizations. And I told her, you'll be worth more than me just because of your Hispanic background, your ability to speak multiple languages. And that was really important for me because I was all about legacy and helping people come along. Because again, there's no greater mark to leave than training somebody, leaving them behind in your spot, and then they do a great job. It means you did a really great job as a leader. But leadership today, the skill set I think is a little bit different from when I first came out of college. Today, your communication skills are essential. Your ability to think inclusively, equity mindsets, really understanding what that is. And a lot of us get some crash courses in that. Awareness for fairness, I say. And through the Alumni Association Board of Directors, we've actually created diversity, equity, and inclusion committee. And we went around the room with the committee members that had volunteered to participate. And the quote that most was outstanding to me that resonated as a leader was, make sure people are included versus assuming they are. And that really hit home for me to think just a little bit differently about whether I was doing board work or committee work or more consulting work. Really stuck with me on that. And last slide. Just my final thoughts. These really were the quotes that some of the stories, people are like, oh, I don't know if I can talk for 15 minutes. I could probably talk for 2 hours. If you want to hear more stories, hit me up on LinkedIn. But be open to the possibilities. You've got an awesome education, groups like Eta Sigma Delta that continue to teach you and hone these skills are going to allow you to go anywhere and do anything. And that be open to the possibilities. You may never know where a service and hospitality degree is going to take you. Diplomacy is the art of letting someone have your way. I would do this. This was my mission with a lot of chefs that really, getting them to think about how to work food safety practices into their culinary routines was a real win. And then this last statement, being affiliated with the Saunders College of Business, I really evaluated what my career has been, how I got here, and hospitality really got me started. But being able to run a business took me to the top. Between myself and a fellow alum, class of '81, we both here in Washington, D.C., between the two of us coming out of RIT, we pre-COVID, we ran 8 of the top 100 busiest privately owned restaurants in the country. So the education, the skills, the ability to network and just get it done really were amazing. And the last thing for the inductees, the guy the alumni class of '81 that brought me down here to start on a co-op, I still have the co-op paper, again, pack rat. The thing that I remember to this day that he put on my co-op evaluation, because I had some timid moments, was confidence comes with experience, and nothing has been truer. So be patient, be connected to RIT, and don't hesitate to reach out if there's a day you need a pep talk or some confidence building. I'm here for you. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
Thank you so much, Vicki, for all your wisdom and your continued efforts that you put into RIT till this day. I wouldn't know anyone else who put in so much effort being as an alumni, but we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
So now I would like, no problem. Now I'd like to have our inductees kind of pop up a bit here. So these ladies would come here as a pin. Let me help here. All right. Do we have all our ladies up here? Let's see. All right, so we got our ladies up here. We'll now go into the oath portion of our induction ceremony. So if I could have the inductees just repeat after me, line by line for the oath. I state your name.
I, Briana,
I,
Lauren,
I, Madeline Reim,
Pledge to uphold the high standards
pledge
to uphold the high standards
for scholastic and professional achievements
for scholastic and professional achievements
established by Eta Sigma Delta International Hospitality Management Society.
established by Eta Sigma Delta International Hospitality Management Society.
I am committed to fostering the growth of knowledge and promoting
I'm committed to fostering the growth of knowledge and promoting
the advancement of both the hospitality tourism discipline and the industry.
the advancement of
of
the
hospitality, tourism, discipline, and the industry.
All right, thank you, ladies. So obviously, if we were in person, it wouldn't sound as crazy as it did right now, but thank you for bearing with that audio. So after the oath is said by the inductees, this is usually where the pins, honor cords, and certificates will be given out to you ladies. So hopefully, if you are still on campus, you are able to pick that up from Mia sometime. So just schedule that. Or if anything, you come back in the fall or have it sent to you. So we also have Bill in here, Lisa and Jacqueline joining us today, although we'll be hearing some more from them later on here. So I would like to just introduce our inductees for this morning. So first we have Briana. She's a part of the ALUMNA Collegiate Association, as well as the ALUMNA Artists Union. She also serves on the American Hotel and Lodging Association, as well as HFTP here on campus. She hopes to gain hospitality experience from all areas of the industry, and then as well as own her own event company. Next, we have Madeline Reim. Her involvement on campus include marketing, advertising, and public relations club. And she's also a part of the RIT honors program here on campus. Future goals for her is to have an internship with the Walt Disney World properties in Orlando, Florida. And she also hopes to work becomes a general manager at a restaurant. Next, we have Ndidi. Her involvement on campus includes being president of HFTP, as well as being a brother of Delta Sigma Pi. She's also involved in women in business, Organization of African Students, Black Awareness Coordinating Committee, and also a participant and volunteer for RIT's Alternative Break. For her future goals include operating and owning her own chain of hotels across the African diaspora, excuse me. Here we have Manee next. She is also a brother of Delta Sigma Pi. She also serves on a American Hotel Lodging Association, as well as HFTP. She's also part of the Honor Society, Phi Theta Kappa, and Alpha Beta Gamma. Her future goals include improving on event planning skills and creativity, and also serve as a leader and inspire for achievement. Lastly, we have Lauren. Her involvement also includes being a part of HFTP and AHLA. She is also in Women in Business, and her future goals include traveling the world. So I would just like to congratulate all you ladies again. I am so honored to say that we have inducted 5 women, young women, into this chapter. And I cannot wait to see what else you guys finish up during this year and the next year, and to our futures in general. And now I would like to welcome Jackie and Bill. You guys would like to say a few words?
Jackie, do you want to go first or should I go first?
Go ahead, Bill. You're first on the slide.
Yeah, and you should close it out. Hey, folks, congratulations. On a day-to-day basis, these kinds of things, they're off the radar. But when we have events like this each year, I'm always humbled by how much our inductees are doing. The 5 of you are just so engaged. And I was thinking about the pillars, and Vicky touched on some things that I've been thinking about, and there's no way I can possibly offer comments that rise to the level that she did. But I've thought a lot about service. And one of the things that I think comes with being an inductee to an honor society like this is you've already proven that you are the kind of people that step up to help others. But what that means is you're going to be asked again and again. People are going to keep coming back to you because you've proven you can do it. The service element of this society, I think, is particularly relevant. Service not only to the profession, not only to your employer, not only to the people you work with, but to the community is so important. I think what you're going to find, and I think Vicky's remarks reference this, what you're going to find is over the course of your lives and careers, you're going to have a lot of opportunity to do good for others. And I think, the fact that you have these abilities, the fact that you have this motivation, I think these things are a curse in the sense that you will be asked to do many, many things, but I think they're really a blessing because you have been given the opportunity and the ability to do all kinds of really good things for community, for people around you, and of course for your employers, your families, the people that you love that matter to you. So I think of some of this as responsibility. When you're inducted into an organization like this, there's a responsibility that goes with it to continue to try to achieve at the highest level you can. I am honored to be part of this. I'm honored to be associated with an organization that all of you are being inducted into. And I offer my most sincere congratulations. This is a wonderful day. All the best. Jackie, turn it to you.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for those words. Really great remarks. I also would like to add my congratulations to all of you. It was wonderful to be able to see your bios and what you've achieved here and where you're going. You truly are the leaders that will be graduating from this program. And I know that you are going to go on and do incredible things. I was mentioning to some people that a year ago, I believe that this was the first virtual ceremony that I got to be a part of. And it was wonderful. I thought it was just a great ceremony. And so I think this group really led the way in terms of showing us that we can make these ceremonies meaningful. I certainly want to thank Amanda and Muhammad and Bill and the rest of the team for for leading this effort, because it really is a special ceremony to recognize our leaders in this field and the values that this organization represents: excellence, leadership, creativity, service, and ethics. Those things are so important, as Vicki shared with us. And so I also want to thank Vicki, who is just an incredible leader. I really enjoyed her talk and the things that she shared with you. Not only has she led both at RIT and through other organizations, but the quote that she shared from Ronald Reagan, she not only has led, but she's helped others to become good leaders. And so always remember that. And so thank you, Vicki, for everything you do for RIT and everything you do to lead across the industry. We're certainly proud of you and happy to call you one of our own. And now that you are part of Saunders College of Business and Vicki being a Saunders College alumni, I also loved her quote that she shared at the end, that hospitality gave her start, but business is what helped her to rise and lead. So obviously, as Dean of Saunders College of Business, I'm certainly partial to that quote also. And then finally, just reiterating something else that Bill shared. We hope that you will give back to your communities, give back to the organizations that you choose to be a part of, and hopefully give back to Saunders College of Business. And you can do that in so many different ways, like Amanda and Vicki and others, supporting activities, mentoring students. And I know many of you have already done that as students. And so please continue to do that. So once again, my heartfelt congratulations to all of you for everything you've achieved as students. And I know your futures are bright.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. That concludes our induction ceremony today. Sorry about if there was any technical difficulties, especially in the beginning there. But thank you, everyone, again for joining us for today. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend.
Congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations. Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone have a great day.
Much.